So, good evening, everybody. Today, the topic that been chosen is how to teach or how to raise up the children by the Buddhism point of view. About education and teaching and how to say guiding, and for sure, children's. It's very very deep subject in the Buddhism. I want to talk about this in different subjects. So first, I will start about in which way to guide the children, in which way to talk with them, in which way to transfer them the information. So we start with this, that there is four way of behave or of action through the children's, or actually it's anyone that we want to behave through them. So there is four ways that with them it's depend on the situations we have to act. The first one is loving kindness. What usually we say love, but loving kindness is not any kinds of love. It's love which without any conditions. It's not mean that if he's a beautiful boy, so I love him more and I give more the kindness. That's why we call loving kindness. For example, if I have few children at home, it's not mean that I will make differentiation between one to the others. The one is all there, the boy, the girl, or whatever. Everybody should give them the same love. If I am a teacher in the class for children or whatever, it's not mean from these children is coming from this country, I give them less love than the others, or this one looks different than the others, I will love them more, or I be more kind to them. Loving kindness is to love all the students, for example, in the classes in the same way. Actually, loving kindness is kind of mind that we develop. The love of loving kindness is loving kindness from the mind. And it can appear first in our thinking. If I'm thinking about, I'm pretending that I something like want to show that I love someone, but if I not love him from inside my mind, okay, this is one way. It's loving by thinking. Also, you have loving by speech. Oh, good morning, children. How are you? Oh, how are you feeling? Ta ta ta. So you show love with speech. And then you have loving kindness with actions. For example, can I get a pencil or whatever? So you give them the pencil. This, for example, I talk about children because mostly they have a lot of activity in the school. So I'm using this one. But it can be any things that you meet children. I want to put more explanation. Loving kindness is not any kind of love. It's not the love that I make differentiation between the good boy and the bad boy. Because between the black boy and the white boy, between the girl and the boy, between the young one or the older one, there is no connections to how he looks, what is the way that he's speaking, how is the smelling, how is the this information that I get from the sense doors, how he looks like, or how he smell, or how he tastes, or this does not make any difference. If we love with loving kindness, there is no meaning about all this information. They are just the same creatures, that's the same human being. So we give them the same love to all of them. And it doesn't matter how many, there can be 30 children. Loving kindness, it's even not the love with attachment. It's not love that I'm holding someone and I love them. This is not really loving kindness. This is attachment. Loving kindness is not love that I love you now because you're a child coming, but then if you go, you come home, you didn't come home, you became sick, you are not sick. I love you so much, so I'm afraid that something will happen to you. You cannot control anyone. People, they are just people. You will be sick. Some children in the school, suddenly they get some difficult, strong sickness. They cannot survive or whatever. If I love, it's not mean that now I will suffer because I lost the boy or the girl. To love your child with loving kindness, it's not mean to control and everything. You go wherever you all the time worry. He come, he don't come. We are not controlling anyone. And if the person will love in this kind of love all the time with fear, better I don't love anyone. Okay. Actually, this kind of love, we have totally different name. It's called pia. Pia, it's love with attachment. I can love even my car like this. All the time I'm afraid, is scratching or not scratching? I love my son like this, and then something happened to him, he go to travel, or maybe something will happen to him. All the time cannot sleep at night because all the time thinking and worry, what will be? This is not loving kindness. This is Pia, we call it. So there's one kind of way, but it's not mean that all the time I have to act with my children or with the children in the school with loving kindness, because if you get hurt, I'm sorry, may you will be strong, you overcome it. Mitgefühl, compassion. Yeah. When we come with compassion to the children or whatever, we don't come with anger into it. It's not mean we come not with anger, not with sadness. It's not mean that I start to cry together with my boy. Okay, for example, if we go to get injection, I have to be neutral. But, no problem, you can overcome it. Just the doctor give you injection now. Something like you come strong. So we feel more confidence. With this, you are sharing his unhappiness or his suffering. But it's not mean you suffer together with them. So in this case, I talk about sadness, or you feel the sadness or the sorrow together with the child. But I say also another things. I say with anger. For example, if the boy fell down, you don't say, stupid, why you make it? This is already anger through him. Or, fui, fui, something like I saw people that they starting to beat the stones. Something like, now the stones, you have to blame the stones. And if I will punish the stones, my child will feel much better. Stupid, something like this. This is not so correct. This again show anger. That's why I use the word of no showing anger, no showing sadness. It's just you identified with them, you show them that you care about them, but you have to be strong. You can lie on me, it's okay. Papa, Mama, we come to take care, or the teacher come to take care for you. It's okay. And then you can overcome it. You bring him the confidence. But not with blaming and anger, and not with sadness. And then it's not mean that all the time we have to act like this, because if your son had birthday, so this is different totally situation. You don't be lazy and you don't say, again, or success, he come to you with very nice examination. Wow, so beautiful. So encourage him more. It's mean, like sharing with them the happiness. Yeah, how you call it, when you are identified with his happiness, when he's success on something. Yeah. So if he come with, like I said, successful something, for sure you don't get jealous. Even if he get older and then more success on you, so you don't get jealous. Yeah? So this is one thing. And then you just identified with his happiness. And don't, for example, say, again, I have to cook for him the cake or whatever. Opposite, you share with them the happiness. But sometimes we just have to stay neutral. For example, you try to tell them, don't do this, it's not good for you. Don't do this, it's not good for you. Don't do this. And he continue doing it and hurting himself. In certain time, you have to keep neutral. We say in Pali, we call it upeka. Or either sometimes he just naughty. Let them, don't do anything. Don't beat them. It's not mean that we are big. We can, one boom like this, we can take out the head of the boy sometimes. Huh? We are so strong. But it's not mean that if I have big body, I can hurt them or whatever. Yeah, for sure I have to protect them, that he don't hurt himself. If he's running on the street or whatever, I have to protect them. But to come with loving kindness, not to come with anger and judging and fear. Okay? But most important is the loving kindness, in this case, come with the neutral. It's not coming with the anger or judging or whatever. Yeah, just yesterday. We went yesterday, you remember maybe the situation, we went to Spangling to do something. And it was one boy very, very naughty. He started to shout, Mama, Mama, and beat her. And
in the pharmacy.
Pushing. Huh?
In the pharmacy.
When you go to the pharmacy, we were looking from one pharmacy to another pharmacy, it was the boy. And he started to bite her, and he started to push her. But she's just holding him because it was near the street. She didn't beat them, she didn't shout. And I don't hear her saying anything. And he was so naughty and pushing her and going on the legs and this. And after some time, he crossed 2 streets already. And then it's just a walk and we'll continue. Sometimes I forget everything. And she didn't bite and beat him. She didn't, and he bite her. I saw what he's doing, pushing them. She just go down together with them, and then something with neutral with loving kindness. And then he changed already. And oh, mama, something like nothing happened. Forgot everything. This kind of boy, how he shout and how he beat the mother and how he act, you think that he will not finish good. But the way that she act, make him change totally. Because she just act with neutral and she follow him, something like this, with loving kindness. So he slowly changed by himself. So at the end we need a lot of patience. Mm-hmm. And then we say, when we have the children, we have to guide them out. For example, sometimes they are behaving on the bad way, or they are acting in the bad way, and we want to correct them. We want to guide them. What is the way to do it? So something like when we want to criticize them, we want to correct them, how we should do it. So first we have to make sure that what we think that they have done is true. For example, one child coming and tell, Papa, or Mama, my brother make this and this and this. So first you have to make sure that this is true. Or in the student in the class, they coming and they speak something, maybe that one of the child makes something wrong. Even the Buddha himself, when the people come and they tell him, oh, this monk make like this and like this. So first things that the Buddha make, he called to this monk, he asked him, I heard that this and this you have done. This is true or untrue? So first you have to confirm with the boy or with the girl if this is really true what the people are talking. And then you have to do it in the right occasion. Suppose the boy there with his friend, you don't come tell him, oh, why you don't clean the room or whatever, You might hurt him. He will not get the message like you want. You just want them to learn to clean his room. But if you will do it in the front of his friend, he might get hurt. So better you do it when he's alone. For example, I say, okay, maybe you want to teach him to clean his room, to be in the order, everything okay. But he's just going now to make examination. It might be that if you tell him these kind of things, you will feel so bad and maybe he will fail in the examination. Better you just wait. He will come back home after the examination. Now he's free. Now you can tell him this message. Because if all what you want is just to teach him how to be a better child. Yeah. So like I said, you have to choose the right occasion to give him the information. It's not mean that I'm coming to judge you and I anger you and I punish you, blah, 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 blah. I just want to teach you how to be better. And then very, very important is the way that you are transferring this information. If you will start to complain, to shout on them, to show anger face, or I'm not talking about beating, yeah? All these anger things, or using the word which might hurt them, okay? Something like touch him very strong, then you lose your message. Mm-hmm. And for sure, if you use loving kindness, this is the best way to transfer the information. If you transfer the information with smiling, with something like with kindness, the talk is soft and kindness, he will listen to you. It will be friendly with him. But you have to remember that sometimes we have to give chance again and again. My teacher Tanat used to say everybody have the ability to change. So even people, if they don't change, we give them the chance 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. We're using patience. So even we try to change the people, to affect on them in a good way, to guide them into a good way. But they still don't learn. Use the patience. Try again and again and again. Give them the chance. I remember when I was a child, my mother, my father all the time, when I come, oh mama, can I have, I want to buy some candy, and this all the time my mother used to say, oh, inside the drawer there is the money. Something like, take by yourself. Something, give me the trust all the time. But I never took over. But one time I remember that I steal the money. And I took it and I put it in my drawer. And I closed it. Something like, I hide it in my drawer. Me and my brother, we share the room together. We was just little children. And my brother probably opened the drawer, he saw the money inside, but he didn't make anything. He just closed it and go tell to my mother and my father. And then, easy, they didn't say much, they didn't talk too much. Just my mother, friendly. Oh, Phra, did you see the money? Maybe you saw it was here, money. Da, da, da. And then I tell lie. I say, no, I didn't see anything. They say, oh, maybe, da, 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 da. And then they come all, my mother, my father, oh, maybe we check. Maybe it fell by accident in your drawer. And then, okay, it is, okay, maybe it fell by accident. And finish. They didn't say anything more. They didn't punish me. I already by myself, boom, became a red color. So, okay, everything finished. You see, I never forget it. It was great teaching about loving kindness and compassion. They let me the ability to change by myself. But it doesn't matter how much I try to teach my child and how much I will try to guide them if I don't give them the example. If I tell them, don't tell me lie, don't lie, and this, and then one day I just laying down or something doing, and then my child, and someone knock on the door, my child go open the door, and then he come, Papa, this is the neighbor, he want to ask you something. Tell him that I'm sleeping. So in this moment I teach him to tell lie. How can I ask him not to tell lie if I'm doing it? I will tell him, you have to clean your room, yeah, and then you open my room and then everything upside down. What kind of teaching is it? So the best teaching actually is example. When I was in the school, all the time I saw, I grew up in the downtown. Children all the time beat me, they was terrible, really terrible, and we spent a lot of time in the school. And one time the teacher shout on the children, he say, everything coming from the house. And when I hear this sentence, I say, these foolish things, it's not correct. But when I grow up more and more and I start to see people from another places, I understood how much he was right. How much our parents, if we talk about this, the influence on us as example. And for example, I can tell you one thing, in my house, I can tell you, my parents, I never hear them shouting. I heard them arguing with it and never say cursing. Wrong. Even there is words that they are in the dictionary, you can find them. But because they're coming in the sentence which is not nice, like cursing, yeah, my parents didn't use it. Many years I cannot use it, these words. Even it's part of the language. But because it's inside the curse and I never hear it in the house, something like boom, it's get in the mind and influence the child very, very strong. And then what subject we should teach them? What we want from the child? In which direction we want to develop them? We want them to develop into happiness. So what really make him happiness by the point of view of the Buddhism? What beneficial for him if he will understand to do, it will give him better and better future, or it will be tool for him into happiness. So first thing is to share what you have with others, to give, just to be stingy and to all, to share what you have, to share your place, to share your things, your games, your candy, to share your whatever you get, clothes or whatever you have, to share with others, not to hold, to keep for yourself. If it's food, even you go, you see, teach them. You see beggars, give them. You have even the small, you have candy sandwich or something, you can give them. And then you will develop some kind of happiness in this ability of letting go. In Pali language we call it dana. And this kind of things very, very developed in the Buddhist countries. And then how not to destroy life. How to keep life. If it's animals, smaller, even ants or whatever, flies, every creature has the right to live. Don't harm life of creatures. Something, and if you have possibility to save life, it's beneficial. The next thing is teach them not to take what no given. What we call, usually we talk about stealing, but actually it's much more, because if something stand on the table and nobody give you, but you think it's public thing, still don't take it. Maybe someone forgot it, or another boy forgot this I don't know, blackboard or something, not blackboard, I would say like a pen or pencil or whatever, don't touch it. You come to someone's house, there is a game, don't take the game, don't play with it. You ask permission first. Yeah, you have bonbon, now they're presenting and this, don't take. You can ask permission, the people give you permission, you can take. So you learn to respect the place and the others. Yeah, and then another things is not to hurt the other sex. Yeah, and like they sometimes the children they go bee, 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 or I don't know what they do to each other, all these things. So better to teach them to respect the other person or other sex, and then to teach them not what we call right speech, not to tell lies, not to promise and you don't do it, okay? Or exaggerate, and you come, you say, oh, I have so many, I don't know, like this and like this, I win the game so big amount, and something like you make it bigger, okay? Something like you keep your speech, not to go and make separation between people, something like between other children, something like keep the speech in the right way. And then, like we talked before about examples, okay? Drinking. Now it's very, very normal. Children's in the school, they're drinking, smoking already from young. But if the children, they can see the example from Papa, Mama, they can learn it's no good to go into this. I'm not talking about drugs. And today it's become very, very, So this is good, beneficial things to guide the children not to follow these kind of things. Then next things, important to teach them how much you can for mindfulness. Whatever they do, they will concentrate, they pay attention, they're sitting in the class, they should sit and concentrate and pay attention to the way that the teacher is teaching them. Teach them to be mindful, to be concentrate on what they are doing. You don't need to give them Ritalin. And then, next thing is very important to teach them to help to others. People need help, you go and help them. Other children need, they fell down, you don't run away, you just help them to stand up or whatever, take care for other people. Yeah, you need, everybody serving the food, okay, you take the plate, you give to your friends or whatever, and happy birthday or whatever. Oh, me who is coming to help to make the, whatever, I don't know, to arrange. So you teach them to help to others, to serve others. Not to feel that you are, if you serve others, the people look upon you. Opposite. You be happy that you are doing it. And then next thing is very, very important to teach them to respect the elders, to respect grandfather, to respect grandmother, uncles or whatever, the teachers, whoever is someone which is more older than you, we should learn, the children have to learn to give respect, and for sure for Papa, Mama. And then next things, if people, they are other children's, they are successful on something, don't be jealous on them. Be happy for them. Show them the happiness that you have. If you success, you get good number in the examination or whatever, be happy for them or whatever. You should identify, like we said before, how you call it?
Sympathetic joy.
Sympathetic joy, yeah. Teach them to be sympathetic joy with their friend, with others. That don't be jealous and don't be angry. Oh, why I not success? Teach them how to show happiness when other people are also success. So automatically it will come back to them. Other people also will show them the happiness later. And then the next thing is to share. If you already success on something, don't keep this success to yourself. Oh, the teacher, how we clean very beautiful the room together. Something like if you success on something, share your success with other people. How we make so beautiful the tree of the Christmas, all of us. So, okay, you work very hard, but don't keep everything to yourself. Share it with all. And then the last thing is to show them, to explain them that they depend on what they are doing, and they should not blame anyone or whatever happened to them. If something happened to them, it's because what they have done. Because usually we all the time blaming others. Because of him, because of this, because of and then all the time anger and jealousy and all these things. So if the child have to understand that if he will be good boy, if he will learn, he will success. If he will make foolish things, he will not learn, he will not success. So whatever happened to him, the result will come back to him. So he have to strive to do good, not to do bad. So the result will come to him. And it's very important for him to understand that what we call the cause and effect, that whatever he is doing is come back to him, and he should not blame others for this. And the last things I want to touch before I give you the ability to ask questions is, I think that all of you know that the mind of the children's, or the brain of the children's, and for sure under 7 years, it's not developed like elders. There is a difference between the brain or the head of the child than the elders. Children, they don't have mindfulness. Children, they're all the time with the movie. Even they take the spoon, this spoon is an airplane for them. And we have to be patient with them. We have to understand their way of thinking. It's not mean that we have to consider that this child have to behave the same like all parents. We expect for him to be like elders and sit and listen. They're all the time jumping. They're all the time impatient, and they are living with all the time like imagination things. And it's very, very wrong that sometimes I see the people, they are sitting with the children or whatever, they expect that the child will sit and they get angry why he's not behaving like he expects. But actually the child will not be able to behave like this. His mind is functioning different. It's still not developed. The mindfulness is not there yet. Very strong, we can see that they are not ashamed. They can go naked, they don't understand. We ashamed. In certain age, we already covering it ourselves. The children, they don't understand why we have to cover, like animals. Sometimes we call it naive. They are naive. They can say everything. They see that we ashamed to say something. Oh, why he dress not nice? But the child, he just say everything. He don't understand the difference between good and bad. Sometimes like animals, because he don't have the mindfulness. So he can be suddenly the dog, he can be the cat, he can be the snake, whatever he want, because this is his imagination. Sometimes we forget it. We expect from children to be like elders, but their mind is not developed to be like elders. But still we have many things, we are guiding them, we are teaching them, but we are creating habit on them. For example, I just give example, okay? For the child, you teach him to brush the teeth. Actually, in certain age, all the teeth go falling down and he grow up new. It's meaningless. You don't need to brush the teeth, actually, because anyway they will fall down. Yeah? But you create good habit on him. In the future, he will get so much, get used to it, that he will not be able to get out from this. I told you that children, they don't have mindfulness. So why to show them meditation? Anyway, that they cannot get mindfulness. But no. In the time that you play with them the meditation, yeah, for sure, they cannot be mindful. But you give them the game of the good things. So in the future, they get a habit to practice. They will enjoy it. It will be like a fun for them. But you don't have to force them. You just make your duty. They will joke, and then they will continue. Beep, 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 beep. And then after some time, they get older and older and older, they will get more the mindfulness as a tool for them, for mindfulness. But in the very beginning, it's like you play with them game of the family. Just for the end, I will tell you some nice story. For example, in our temple, all the monk in the morning practicing. We have about 6 o'clock, something, and before 6, 4:30 in the morning, we're starting to practice, or maybe in the evening, 6 o'clock in the evening. And in our temple, there is a children's. They adopt children. Sometimes the fathers and mothers, they bring the children to stay because they know it's a good place for the children to grow up. And then it's happened that these children, they are a group of, 5 children. Today we are already older. But they are sitting there, and then we are just practicing normally, and then maybe making walking meditation. And you see, it's very nice to see how they are walking. They are teasing each other, play with each other, and then continue like. And we don't act anything. We are occupied in our practice. We are our duty is stopping, hearing, seeing, and we continue. Our duty is not to correct them. Also, when they are sitting meditation, suddenly, and they are few. They are teasing each other. We don't do anything. Our duty is just sitting, and we are showing example of monks practicing meditation. How it should be as a monk practicing meditation. They are learning from our experience. But we are not sitting and stop it. No, this is anger. Huh? So just to show you, for example, of the life of the temple, how growing up children. Actually, there is much more to talk. Like I said, it's a very deep subject. But I will not continue. It starts to be late. But only I just give you now the ability to ask questions.
So, Miriam say when she's working with the children, she try to treat every children same with the loving kindness, but even she is doing it or like pretending it, but inside still there is differences in how much sympathy, like liking or disliking is. Some are more closed or more nice and others not so much. So, and then she feel for sure some kind of also like bad consciousness about it, but still for sure she try to make it equal and not to make the difference and to be there for everyone with the loving kindness, but for sure still inside she feel different. One maybe she like more and the other not.
Because this is something that you yourself have to develop in yourself. If you use your work with the children and you will put as much as you can mindfulness, every moment like this, it will be great teaching for you to build more loving kindness and compassion. And then you will see this anger, this judging, this comparing, this whatever, okay? And every moment like this that you put mindfulness on it, it will be a moment for teaching you. This is the real time. This is the same like you sit and you feel the pain. And the teacher tells you, don't stretch your legs. So why? Because the pain is your teacher. But in the moment that you are sitting there and you are or standing there and the child is behaving in certain, you get him and he's behaving certain, he's shouting in certain way, his voice is certain way. And this is just information that you get from sense doors. But you're reacting from your own way of understanding and ability. If you put mindfulness, you will recognize it more and more. And it will help you to learn from this. It will be great teaching for you. So if you work with papers, you don't have the ability to learn like you are working with this, we call a right livelihood.
How I deal with if the child don't only have little sense of order, like if I put it in nice words, and he don't want to, not at all, or don't want to help or participate in activities for the household, in helping with the household, how I act with this?
You start first with patience. Give him example what you are doing.
Again.
Don't come with anger and judging. You will push him away. Come with compassion. Understand? Show him the good example of the elders, which what you want them to do. First you show him that you are doing it.
Yeah.
And be patient. He's like this because of something that happened before. So everybody can change, but sometimes it takes some time, you know. You think that the children, they're coming from terrible family and they treat them very, very bad. And then now you have to teach them. So these children, it will take some time. But with patience, you show them that there is another world also. There is another environment. And you know, I tell you, even to compare, not comparing, even with animals it's working. And I can give you example. Happen not because he want to be like this. It's because of hindrances, because of his anger or laziness or other things. But I can tell you that nothing can win the love. Give love and respect, you can break everything, even animals. You know, I can give you a few examples from children that I treated and they changed totally. They give me so much present at the end. And they are considered to be criminal from special school. They come in the place where we used to teach meditation. And it was some in Israel. And it was some kind of problem in the north of Israel. So these children, they couldn't stay in the school, and they come to stay in the place nearby where we stay. And then one time the teacher come and he see what we are, who we are. And then he thought maybe one of the children, which was very, very problematic, maybe I can help him. And he sent to me, this child fall in love with me. At the end, he come and give me present. He was really, really sorry that he have to leave, because nothing can win the love. When you come respect, give him the food, give him smiling, and you treat him like a man. You talk with them face to face. And then there's something else in the world. The world is not only bad. Why should I fight with this? This teenage, it's not easy. You know, the first meeting that I have with these children, they come all the group, boys and girls, and they don't care anything. They are criminal, and the father is not there, and the mother I don't know how many, they are in the jail or whatever. And they sit in the first meeting. They come, something like present. They start to ask me questions, you know. Like they say, what, you are monk? So you don't have sex? You don't, you know, different kind like this. You know. And I just talk with them like a friend. And they see, okay. Can talk directly. I don't afraid from all these things. I show them respect. I give you another example. I say even animals. You know, the woman that manage our place in Israel, the new center, yeah, her father and mother, they pass away. They have a dog. He's about now, I don't know, about 12 years. 2 years ago, the papa and mama for her passed away. So nothing, don't know where to take. The brother, sister, nobody want this dog. And this dog really terrible. He's eating the cat and whatever. You cannot touch him. And 2 years with us. Now, no more. We don't touch him, and we don't put the stream anymore. He's going, a lot of cat, 20 cat around. And he just jumping, running, everything. Everybody coming and touch him, sometimes touch him, no problem. Boom, like this change. 2 years. Incredible. You don't believe. If he change, everybody can change. Really terrible, you know, in very beginning you have to cut all them, to catch him somewhere, cannot leave him, cannot release him. And everybody just come, Now the door open, he going, coming, go around, coming, many cat around, he's sitting on same tables, you know, chairs nearby. You don't believe. We became like this. Nothing can win love. Good. Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
And, I wish for all of you to find the real happiness. And eine schöne Abend und bis nächstes Mal.